welcome to Gierok Farms. We got some odds and ends to do in this video today. First project to tackle is take care of that other gravity wagon I got. It's pretty rusty, and we're going to try to salvage the hydraulics and the motor off of it, and I think scrap the rest. So let's get it out of the snow here and pull it out in front of the shop. Looks like it's pretty froze down, but I'm not too worried about wrecking this box, so we're just gonna push it with the tractor here. We'll nose right up to it. We're gonna have to take it slow going over the shop. Drawbar's too big for that to fit, but we don't have far to go, so I'm not too worried about it. We'll just take our time. Fingers crossed. Plan is steal the hydraulic motor off of this auger because I believe it's okay yet. I think the auger's just shot, and then we're gonna steal all the hydraulics as well because those hoses look half decent yet. No, they look like they all hold fluid yet. And then the plan is to scrap the box and keep the running gear because the running gear is actually in fairly decent shape, I think.
Yeah, we should see. That looks like the reach goes through. I see it in the hole there, so maybe you can make it longer for logs on or whatever.
I actually think this running gear might be a little nicer than the other running gear, just because the other running gear,
because it's a John Deere.
Well, and the other running gear was a little beat up and bent. But yeah, green paint's pretty expensive, so
well, yeah,
we should probably restore it.
What is this, 8 ton? 6? 8? In 8 by looking at the maxes in it. Doesn't really matter.
I think it's worth keeping.
Oh yeah. Well, I wouldn't throw it out if you had somebody that wanted to give you pretty good for it.
But the box is gone and the auger's gone, and Dad's got some other junk he'll probably get rid of with the box. So that's the plan.
That'll work good. It'll be suspended.
I wonder if I can cut it with the torch. Maybe that'd be the easiest.
Here. Shut it off.
Yeah, so that's your hydraulic block, so that's your on-off.
So you're running in a tractor.
It's because he's probably on the ground with the planter, and he's got a constant flow going, and then he's just got the little rope down here when he's managing the door.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of crawling up on the tractor, then you got your shut off here too. Or maybe speed.
Pay to take off more of this. That's all. See, here it's rusted through. And I can about imagine what the flighting looks like in there. I'm just wondering if it pays to even save any more of it anyway. And if it ain't, I mean, looking pretty, it's looking pretty shabby here.
The previous owner was saying that the auger split in the middle. That's why he bought the other one last minute.
Oh, this was like his old first
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, and then when it went to heck, he just went out and bought another cheap one instead of caring about putting money into this.
But I'm looking at this pipe on here. If we should take that off of there.
I kind of thought we'd leave it all as one piece, but then that's going to be hard to...
Not really. We put it up on the shelf there. I guess you don't know what you're going to use it for.
Yeah, because then we got it all set
but
up,
then
ready
to
to go.
cut this so you don't hurt your hose here. I guess it don't really matter. You got too much to lose.
As long as you don't ruin your running gear, we know that's what you're worried about. Is the
Me?
running gear.
I'm just want to get this thing out of the way. We can load it up with junk and get it out of here.
Okay, we got the auger cut off. That's what she looks like. And it's got the old International hydraulic couplers on the tractor end of things. So if we have Pioneer couplers, we can thread them in quick and try them out. If not, I doubt the 10's gonna start without some convincing. But that'd be the only tractor we'd be able to use with the old International hydraulic couplers. But we got one, and my daddy's going to find another one to rob off of some of our other spare hoses. It'd be nice just to try them out, make sure that the motor works before we set it on the shelf.
Kind of like we're fixing something we may never use, but I'm guessing we'll need a chunk of this hose someday for something for sure. That's more likely. As far as the motor part, if we ever do need it, that's going to be worth something. If they use it for something that's more of an experimental project, you hate to spend a fortune on it until you know it's really going to be the thing to have. There we go. Two different type. See that? The tips on them? One's got like a marble on top, and this one has got like a little pyramid.
Tell us why that is in the comments.
I don't know.
Somebody probably knows. It's like John Deere sell one and the other one's a universal one or something weird like that. Or even the Pioneer couplers, they're all, they're still a little different, but they work the same.
I think Pioneer's probably the old original. I mean, they're on the M's from the 40s. That's surprising that even the most modern machines got those yet. And then John Deere had those, International had theirs. I don't know if the other companies had any special.
Did a different end or a different tip like that?
It's still the same tip, it's just
a different shape.
Just different shape up there instead of the
ball makes more sense to me, but
could have something to do with flow. Like when that pushes in, I don't know, maybe not. Something.
Let us know. You can slow it down with that.
Must let some of the oil go past.
Man, that planter deal just keeps getting better and better. Look at that. He's gonna want it back. He's gonna want more money now. Hopefully he doesn't see it.
Yeah, but you can run it.
Just a thread there.
It's bent a little there because it's tight. Yeah, it's kind of tough. Well, that's nothing. Pretty good setup on the other side of that greenery.
Yeah, you could have two augers. Man, two belly augers on both the bins on the granary.
That's our salvaging of the day.
Well, before I go putting this stuff away, we're gonna go back to a different project. You guys watched the videos about working on the Oliver and fixing our trans. You know that there was an issue where the engine oil looked like it was getting water in it, and that made us worry. So now we're gonna dump it here after the oil settled and see if we can notice some water separating.
It does look kind of green.
Oh, didn't really separate.
I know. This tractor starts and stops so many times it could be just all condensation. Maybe we haven't used it much since we
since we worked on it last.
I don't know if you can't really judge it anyway. We'll be watching it.
Yeah.
Full of Asian beetles. They must have been in this pail before.
So the question lives on, is the Oliver okay or not? Stay tuned. We'll keep updating you.
We'll talk about it. I'm sure we'll know here before summer if there is an issue.
Something cool I noticed while we were back here in our junkyard picking out what we're gonna put in that gravity wagon when we scrap it. I noticed that Dad's old sprayer had Raven parts on it. And as a guy in agronomy, that's super cool to me. So it must have had a Raven controller or something like that on it. Any of you that know about that, let me know. But you said that was a Clark sprayer? That was the brand?
Yeah, the Clark must have been using Raven.
Yeah, it must have worked. I didn't know Raven had stuff that old because you said that you thought that was 70s.
Oh, it had to be 70s because I bought that in the early 90s for $200 off an old farm auction, and it was already kind of whipped then where I had to replace a few things on it to get it to work properly.
That was pretty cool to see that. If you guys know about that in the comment, the old Raven systems and how far back Raven really goes, I'd like to hear about it. It'd be awesome. But anyways, we're gonna throw this out back again, and then we're gonna find a place now for this.
You know, we got to be
motor.
careful how fast you drive down the road with this because they usually sell scrap iron by weight, and all that rust shakes off.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna get lighter.
We lose 50 pounds. So my idea is, if we can't get a scrap guy here to come pick it up, I was gonna take it right to a scrap yard, and they'll use their big end loader or something. We'll just snip the chains right off. They'll pick it right off the running gear, and then I'll weigh back in and get $5.
That'll be the profit part of the scrap.
So we'll see how that goes.
It'll go however it goes, yeah.
But anyways, we're gonna put this stuff away and then. Okay, so moving on to the next project, we got to replace the light bulb. Bet you guys didn't think you'd be watching two guys replace the light bulb.
Well, how many farmers does it take?
Well, it's gonna take 2 as of right now, so we'll see. But we gotta hike this big ladder up there.
This is a 40-foot ladder. I bought this out of that, what do they call that company? That
Farrell?
Farrell, yeah. It was a Farrell company. They had some big tool thing in the spring about 10 years ago. But see, my dad had a ladder. He had a heavy aluminum one. This is aluminum steps, a fiberglass. And he got that off some auction when I was a kid someplace. And everybody always borrowed it and everything because it was such a heavy, you know, very heavy. Even when we had the barn roof done here 25 years ago, those guys had a 40-footer, but they were using ours because it was better. So then I came across this and I bought it. And then it had these for options. And these are kind of a different deal where you can, like on a slope, because God knows everywhere we set a ladder up, you know, then you otherwise got to use a piece of board or something.
Anyways, we gotta hike it up there by the barn and change that big light bulb.
I don't know why, but this bulb seems to go out about once a year. And these incandescent bulbs aren't so great. I did have some, I think it was like a $60 fixture I put up here. And it lasted about a month. And it was supposed to be waterproof and all that stuff. And it was bright. But I think water got in it, and I don't know how.
It's the wrong bulb. Jeez.
Is it?
I don't know. We'll find out if it screws in. It's bigger.
I just found it there on the shelf. I probably bought it for this, and then I found that $60 one. Well, then that went to heck, and now I'm back to these kind again. But I think what happens when the wind really blows, it wiggles, and it just takes the life out of it faster, especially when it's on, I suppose, and it gets really frail or something. But all that is a 1/2-inch piece of pipe with that shroud connected to it. And you can see the wire goes up the barn onto it. And there's one on the back corner too. And it's bent so that it shines on the corner of the barn. So you got like 2 sides lit. One on the shop. Right?
Yeah.
So we kind of get things lit up here if we're going to do some goofing off at night.
Yeah, it works.
It takes one brave farmer to climb up there and actually put the light bulb in, you know, switch it out. But it takes two tough ones to just set the ladder.
Yeah, I get the ladder there.
This is that other ladder I got. I don't think it reaches right, and especially with all the snow.
Maybe we'll have the heavy one. It worked. Now to bring it back down there. Well, there you go. There are some odd jobs on the farm on a spring afternoon, early spring afternoon. Thanks for coming along with us. Make sure to leave plenty of comments. Tell us what you thought. Leave your thoughts. Also, like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And also make sure to check out our other videos. Thanks for sticking around to the end. And we'll see you next time.